We're saluting Gabby. No.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
07's in chat.
Mm-hmm. All the 07s
all the
in
F's,
chat.
all the 07s.
But really,
Sasha,
though,
you were a blessed, beautiful,
wonderful
meat-loving potato.
But before we started,
We'll
Caleb was like, "Hey, we should do salutes." He said we should do salutes for Gabby, and then he was like, "Wait, oh shit! I mean Sasha." It was great.
I meant
wonderful.
Sasha. I legitimately meant Sasha.
I know you did. But yes.
Yeah.
Wait, some reactors were blaming Lobov. Wait, what? But
okay.
Lobov is
Lobov is
he's
good new recruit.
No, he's been here since season 1. Yeah.
Where was he in season 1?
So I can't believe you don't remember Lobov, Caleb. He was the guy that's like, I could have you executed on the spot when the one guy was freaking out during the battle for trust and was like, I can't do this.
Whoa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was Lobov. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wait. A trust?
Yep. When
Did he shave?
No, it was
Is that why I didn't recognize him? Did he shave?
No, sorry, not that guy. There's another guy that's like a much younger guy, right? And one of them is like freaking out. It's Daz. Daz was freaking out.
Oh, Daz.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was like, I can't do this, man. And he's like,
gotcha.
Come on. But yeah. Yes.
Oh, but guys, welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
We're going to be talking about the recent thing that happened
in Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Episode 8.
We are halfway through the final season.
Yeah, but we all know that's a lie.
I mean,
we better be only a third of the way through.
There will just be a finaler season. The final season continued. Part 2. Yeah.
We went through a lot of really powerful character stuff, but when you realize that the action took up half of this runtime thus far, it's something where I really hope there's more than 8 episodes left, because
I know, right? Because there's
got to be some kind of big action kind of general set piece on some level.
Oh yeah.
But if it's any bigger than this, it's you're gonna just run out of time.
If I recall correctly, this last episode was like a chapter and a half, so it was adapting even less than normal. And you could kind of get the feeling of it. I feel use the same word twice. Yeah, but just that it wasn't covering too much time, not too much content, because it was lingering on the whole thing of Sasha got shot.
Away and Sasha gets shot. And
and Aaron and Reiner don't actually fight. Not really.
that was a fun little twist here of Aaron being one hit and then being okay, see you later, Reiner. And
it's
out. He said something we've
both used our energy or whatever.
We used our energy or something like that. We'll go and check back at it in the episode here. But it was kind of it's one of those fun little moment of oh,
I guess
Aaron.
Reiner really can't die.
Well, I potentially, but I want to put out on a limb there that Aaron's no, you've got a part to play.
We need Reiner to actually get to the point where he wants to live, and then he'll die.
Ooh, bless me.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
He's always an even number of sneezes. He's even, I'm odd. It's weird how it works.
Oh, even. I thought you said evil. No. I was oh.
No, that's just Aaron laughing at Sasha dying.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, is it evil? Is it insanity? Is it just a lack of empathy? Is it
all of the above?
Is it all the above? Yeah.
Or
I think evil is too...
Well, yeah. That's not the kind of thing that we're probably going to be getting into in Attack on Titan, given the fact that we just took the people who were the enemy that were, doing all these terrible things, and then we go in and it's hey, let's get to know them.
Right.
Let's sympathize with them so that when they kill characters that you've spent time with, you're oh, I see.
Yeah. The point is there's a lot of people on both sides doing some messed up shit.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot of new follows coming in. Welcome everybody.
Yes.
I made a dumb little poll to exploit the YouTube algorithm according to Spiffing Brit, but I'll be doing that for a little bit. Yeah, stonks, exactly. But I'm guessing that's where a bunch of these new follows are coming from. But we also have some subs coming in here. Lyrion 2 with the hype. 10 months. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A Spiegel with the gifted sub. Thank you. Shermaniac with the 1,000 bits.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
So glad y'all enjoyed the latest episode. I'm about to start driving, so I'll have to listen to the VOD tomorrow. I look forward to it. Have a good one.
Enjoy.
Safe drive.
Yes.
All right.
And yeah, that is a good point. We do have precedent for this. Aaron laughed when Hannes died, and they were in that moment of just pure despair and hopelessness. So he has done this before.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. This one just didn't have as much energy to it.
When he died, though, did Aaron sit there in dumb silence and then laugh and then start crying? Or did he sit there in dumb silence, start crying, and then eventually start laughing?
I think it was more screaming at how powerless he was, and then it turned into laughter. Or it was laughter that turned into screaming. I can't remember.
See, the part that bugs me about that is I want to say that I don't remember any laughing. And that's one of those parts that I rewatched quite a bit, and I don't remember him laughing in the season 2 finale.
There was a bit of it, but it wasn't just laughing. Like and it was built up. It wasn't as dissonant, I feel like, because you could tell that it was like it was a laughter of more like giving up than anything else, than actually finding it funny. Okay,
I've talked with people about this. I don't consider that laughter. When people are laughing, there should be maybe this is a weird way to look about it, but you know when someone is giggling and it's very different from a laugh?
Oh,
you know, there's that
the
kind
Ron
of subdued,
Swanson.
There's that subdued aspect of it where they're intentionally, probably, or it's kind of like the laughter is leaking out. They're either trying to suppress the laughter, or it's coming in with this. But when someone is like, like you could call that laughter because it sounds kind of like someone who's laughing, maybe.
Gotcha.
But I
mean, hey,
my mind
you
just
can't
doesn't
spell
accept it.
slaughter without laughter.
Gotcha.
It's just
Sure.
yeah.
Nah, bro, he's full on laugh crying. See, but that's but those are two words.
No, but like yeah.
Because he wasn't just laughing with tears coming down his eyes. Because I remember the sound kind of a little bit.
There was a progression to it.
Well, I don't want to say there was any progression. It was this, you know. It was like he was up and he was down. He was up and he was down. He was down even lower and he was up. Like it was chaos, you know.
Gotcha.
So I would call it crying and moaning in despair. Before I would get to laughter.
Well, yeah, it was a chaotic emotional outburst.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'd love to go back and check that because that's a part that has a lot of extra.
I definitely recommend rewatching it. Like just in general, like when I think of like the highlight bits of like Aaron's sort of checkpoints on his arc, you know, up till now, it's basically been like his mom dying, and then Armin talking to him when he's in the Titan, and then the moment with Hannes. And then...
Oh, you're right. I'm on Crunchyroll. I think I just go and check it right now. You're right.
And then friggin' the bit with Historia in season 3.
Sure.
And then, of course, you know, where he's at now.
Okay, let's
Should be episode 38, I believe. There are 13 episodes.
This is it, 37.
Yes, Scream. That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, you guys are right. I'm like literally like got Crunchyroll right here. Why not? Go check it out.
Oh.
Because he does the So he's quiet. He's kind of just moaning a little bit. Oh. Yeah. I know why you guys are calling this laughing. But that's like...
It's like, oh, this is all some bad cosmic joke, you know?
Yeah. It's a very quick 2-second burst where he's going, ha 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 ha. And yes, I would say that is the ha 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 sounds. But
Like,
as someone who's maybe made this sound once in my entire life, anywhere remotely to it, because I kind of recognize this when I'm reliving the reaction in my head right now. I remember the feeling that this kind of threw me back into, and that is that when someone leaves you, and it's so visceral, and it's such a tear that they might as well be dead, basically. And that feeling that he's experiencing there is one where I would say there is laughter mixed in it, but it is not continued very long.
yeah.
Because then he goes straight into the nothing's changed.
Right. Yeah. Well, and
Is this something though where, since there's no subtitles there for when he's doing that, is this something where you guys have manga knowledge where it's him going ha 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 ha?
no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, that is something that you would have to do in the manga, is show what the sound kind of looks like.
Okay.
Like if it had some kind of extra sound attached to it, you know? Because otherwise you wouldn't know. I'm actually just kind of curious. In the manga, do you guys know that he's laughing at that part? Or was it more of
in season 2 or in season 4?
No, in the part that where the nothing's changed.
I don't know if I can't remember if I picked up on it because, I think the sound effect words basically would be in Japanese. So.
Right, but it gets translated.
Yeah.
Narimo, yeah, seriously.
Yep. But yeah.
Okay.
Yukikaji no longer has to be delivering those crazy throat-destroying lines. Now it's silence and almost not really monotone, but cold.
All right.
But yeah, this episode.
Yeah, this
They got
episode.
away.
This episode, in a lot of ways, there's only a few big things to kind of bring up because a lot of, like you were saying, Jacob, the episode's pacing was a little bit slower, so we don't have to go through a lot of the details. Main one in the beginning here is Aaron kicking Reiner's ass, well, punching him right in the face with a perfect counter punch. And let me see if I can get a better shot then. At this point, I can't exactly kill Reiner. Right. The fight's over. We're out of strength. In that case, let's head back home. But yeah, they linger on Aaron kind of looking at Reiner here. But here we go.
Right. And maybe the reason for this, because I also don't have perfect memory of when I went through this part for the first time in the manga, but it could also just be that they want to get on the airship, and the airship can't just hang around because if they do that too long, it'll get shot down. But
okay, we're Eric Wall. Yeah, awesome. Good to know. So yeah, it is very clear in the manga. Awesome. This episode was only one chapter. Yeah.
Oh, only one chapter.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the Reiner rematch basically was not to be.
Nope.
Aaron's barely got energy left, and it was just enough to clock out his jaw. But he's like, no, I can't exactly kill Reiner.
And he got the Warhammer Titan, which if you were to look at the Jaw Titan, the Armored Titan, and the Warhammer's the best one by far.
I do like the verbiage choice here, though.
Oh, yeah?
At this point, I can't exactly kill Reiner. Said in the context of my strength is spent, so we're going to, call it here. It also feels a little bit sus of at this point I can't. Yeah. Of a see you later, Reiner. I can't. Maybe you feel like you shouldn't.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Because then the next scene, basically, is Mikasa being like, okay, let's go. Let's go back home. But then Aaron just sits there and stares at him.
Yeah.
Like, for a while.
And then
For a while.
but
and says, "See you later, Reiner."
the look that really always gives me pause, though, is the part where he has this, like, sideways glance, kind of, as he's turning away.
Yep.
And it looks, like, sad.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
I mean, they're the same.
Well, right.
So,
Yes.
so yeah, he's looking at this guy who basically had to experience experience what he experienced back in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So then scouts and everyone is getting away. They're retreating, and Gabby makes the decision.
Yep.
Let's get that face.
She's gonna get some good old-fashioned vengeance.
Yeah, let me get the face of when she's come on, Crunchyroll. So we get the initial face of just like not being
Yeah, just disbelief.
just completely in shock about the whole thing there. But then we get the switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goody. Oh goody.
Does she remind you of anybody, perchance?
What I love about this is that it works.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the rudest awakenings for her will be how little beyond this is basically going to change for her because of because of what she did here. She's not going to find any satisfaction in this.
Nope.
She's not going to change anything with the way the people see Eldians. If anything,
Yeah. No.
If anything, the only thing that she's going to gain from this is potentially, a little bit of a better, connection, understanding relationship with Falco, and then maybe a
Some
new
self-satisfaction. Like,
yeah, I don't even think that really.
oh yeah.
No, I think that if anything, her being stuck there with them and seeing Zeke having betrayed them, being like, wait, we have to either rail against the machine for a little bit here, or just kind of give up and acknowledge, oh, okay, we no longer have any power here to do anything about this. That's just gonna suck for her. So,
Yep.
yeah.
But what I love
Sorry,
about this
Gabby.
is that this is something that this shouldn't come as a surprise, right? Now, yes, me saying that as a manga reader, that's one thing. But like with how Gabby's been set up as a character, it totally makes sense that she would have this kind of response, right? It would have felt really weird if she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she goes for revenge against our main characters. She just happens to actually kind of succeed.
Mm-hmm. And then probably one of the quietest moments in the episode, despite them being tethered and attached to a Zeppelin
Moving blimp, yeah.
Flying through the wind here, we have Armin extending his hand down to Aaron and them seeing each other. And there's an air of tension, an air of awkward, like really,
Soup's awk. Yeah, like
really, I don't know what the right word is.
Aaron and Armin as characters, I would say they were what sold me initially on Attack on Titan. Because, like, for context, when I first watched Attack on Titan, I watched the first episode and dropped it. Aaron's mom got eaten and everything. I was like, okay, yeah, all right, whatever. It seems fairly basic. We've got a tragic backstory for our main character. Okay.
Yep.
But then when I started watching it again,
Right.
it was the dynamic between the two of them that really sold me on it. Of how it was more than just a simple revenge story, right? The wonder, right? That being juxtaposed against all of the, over dramatic, gore and violence and all of that stuff that it had caused me to kind of discount the show for, of like, oh, it's just being edgy, But then it's like, no. These are little kids. They had hopes and dreams. No, not anymore. And that helped them, pull through a lot of crazy shit over the course of the show. Now we're here.
now we're here, and Armin looks...
It's not there anymore.
He looks like a young man, but he does not look filled with life.
No.
He looks like he just killed, tens of thousands of people.
I have no idea why. Yeah. Yep. Oh, because of Aaron.
Yeah, to be fair, that's one of the things that I want to know the details of, because I want to know then, like, well, one, like, how quickly did they get here from the letters being given out? Also, how did the letters get to them? I'm sure that's more of, like, Zeke's, like...
They were stationed in locations or things like that.
Well, right. It probably, if anything, was a combination of the baseball and stuff. Zeke had to maybe have helped the letters get to the people that they needed to, get to, maybe.
I don't think that was it. I think it was just that once Falco delivered the letters, because it was that he wanted him to deliver them from outside the zone. The internment zone for the Eldians.
Right.
So then it's just the basic...
There's no address in Parody that these letters are going to.
No, right. So they would have had to be somewhere else, but
they would have had to be somewhere in Marley.
yeah.
Otherwise, my theory was that if they either needed to go to Parody, then Zeke had to help them get there. Any of them had to go outside of, like, any serious... If they had to go any serious distance, then I would think that
it either would have been the basic postal system stuff, or there would have had to been some intervention or something.
Right, or at the very least, like, let's just assume they have a base at some point that they're hiding in. If anyone, like, actually who could be Marley, like, discovers them and stuff, that's something where you would have to have it be a secure base.
Yeah.
But also a base that could receive letters. That's just a logistics thing.
Yeah.
So Armin being here, my favorite character throughout the majority of Attack on Titan thus far. And he doesn't look happy to see Aaron.
No.
He just looks like, you.
Yep.
And then Aaron's like kind of got this...
I've got to deal with
me.
you. Mm-hmm.
And Mikasa kind of, like, understands it. She has a quick little thing of just being like, yeah.
Yeah, she's not making eye contact with either of them. Like, she's, like, and not even just not making eye contact, she's looking down and away.
Yeah.
Like,
during this whole thing, too, Armin's hand is extended. Aaron is not picking
not reaching it, yeah.
And then
he grabs it.
He grabs it here. And this made me almost just as emotional as
Sasha dying.
As Sasha dying.
No,
honestly.
I know because
like,
because there is
I thought it would be a happy reunion almost. Like I really thought there would be something a little bit more. But the fact that it's this bad, that it's this bad, means this goes way beyond just the Aaron. You could have just doomed us all. This is the
who are you?
Like or like I expected better, but I feel bad. I feel stupid for expecting better. Like,
oh, sure. Where it's like
the thing of where if you have expectations that Aaron would be at this level, but he's at this level, you're like, oh, well, me, Aaron, how could you? But if it's wow, I expected this, but I should have been acknowledging. Let me put it into frame here.
Right.
That, I was expecting this.
Yeah,
I feel stupid for expecting more.
It feels like the kind of a thing where if you have someone that does something dumb once, you're like, okay, you did something dumb,
right?
But when it's no, there's a pattern, like they're an addict or something like that, and it's like, why? Okay. All right, I'll extend my hand,
Yeah. So it's a rough beginning to the episode here. And cut with a little bit of tension rather quickly as Levi shows up and just kind of has this like, yeah, wow, you look awful. You fall on a pile of shit. And them kind of looking at each other for a brief bit. But Levi, I actually think that he's showing more emotion here than Armin was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Armin just looked tired. He looked a bit dead inside.
So when you say emotion, do you mean like positive emotion?
No,
like
I'm just meaning he seems less dead inside than Armin does.
Gotcha.
He looks upset.
Yeah.
Armin looks
angry.
Yeah. Disappointed is very much near the middle ground. Emotions are a spectrum, positive and negative, right?
Okay.
But if you're more near the ends, you're showing more emotion, basically. If you're in the middle, if you're peak kind of zen in the middle, you're, I feel nothing. I am one with the universe. There's negative sides of that, of course. But, like, Levi just looks like you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even recognize you. Like, he's got more of the who are you. Armin looks like the
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that look of like, you're a problem. Like,
yes.
Like you're a problem that I have to deal with.
And he does not look as angry as he looks sad that he has to deal with it this way.
Oh, okay.
Because the way he says later is like, you remind me of the people in the Undercity. Yeah, he quickly shifts into anger there and kicks the
shit
crap
out of him.
He's like, oh yeah, I forgot how fun you are to kick.
Uh-huh.
And
I know I said it in the discussion
here,
but the fact that Mikasa lets Armin stop her.
Yeah, and this is the face he's giving. See, he has way less emotion here than Levi does, because Levi's just on the surface. It's like it's right there. But Armin just looks
done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm really worried about that, because one of my core things about Attack on Titan is the relationship between Armin and Aaron.
Oh,
and if that's been broken down,
there's just this big hole.
That's something I'm not going to be happy about. I'll be very, very sad. Like, be a very, very sad boy. We got some bits coming in here from Phoenix Master. In the post-reaction discussion, you mentioned how the Gabby and Falco talk might have been better paced in text. Have you thought about Caleb reading the manga chapters for an episode in the live stream after having watched the episode? No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
It might add insight for the skip dialogue, too. Yeah.
Nope.
Sorry, not going to do that.
Policy, we don't do that.
Yeah. Ace Spiegel with 100 bits. When Falco said that it's me who should inherit the armor when they're on ODM gear going up, that hit me hard. Just like Aaron, the kid is pushing himself forward into hell. Not for the reason Aaron did, to find hope or freedom on the other side, but just to save Gabby.
Yep.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I love Falco so much, is he seems to be the one that is now...
He's the new heart for the show,
He's the new heart for the show.
Like, because the
other
everyone else,
are...
A lot of them are, just dead inside.
Dead inside, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this brings back memories, Aaron. You have such a kickable face, and then after you're all tied up, we'll have a chat.
And I love that's brought up and then, of course, done, because it's Aaron was a liability before, right? That they kind of dealt with and put up with because they had to. Now it's no, we're treating you as a threat. Like, because you intentionally, royally effed things up here.
Yeah.
Like,
the part where I'm really surprised that they're going at it with this measure this quickly, though. Is like they could actually, stop him.
If anything, now might be the best time to do it since he just fought a bunch. But yeah,
right. But but it's not like they're gonna try and shoot him here. Like,
no,
they'll all die if they do that.
Right.
Not because of Aaron, just because then the Zeppelin will go down because he'll turn into a Titan or something, and then.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's. Yeah. So yeah, he says, I never thought I'd see this look on you, the shits that lived underground. And this is the part that breaks my heart, is that over this time skip, Aaron that we saw at the end of season 3 just got worse.
Yep.
And this is who he is now.
Yeah, it feels like it's the Aaron that basically took if I kill everyone over there, will we finally be free? And then just went into a cabin in the woods somewhere and stewed on that for 4 years. Like,
I remember the parts in season 3 when he started to go into despair, and then his story's like, what the hell are you crying about?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the worst person there is.
Exactly. I'll save you and doom humanity.
Right.
Yeah.
I very much want Aaron to have talks with all these characters right here. There are so many ones that I just, the interaction potential is so huge. It's going to reveal so much about Aaron's just character right now. I'm so ready. Okay. I love that I can just stare at the screen over here.
Yep.
And then you've got the mouse over there, and you're like, and that's
And
done.
goodbye. Yeah.
Okay. So the whole sequence that leads towards Gabby eventually getting on the Zeppelin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a fun kind of story thing to allow for the maximum possible drama, where we have a person who sticks around a little bit longer than everyone else, and a lot longer than everyone else, kind of ziplining through this there. Now, did I misinterpret this, or is he some kind of leader in this squad as well? Because he mentions that he's a recruit, but then they call him commander.
Yeah.
What is his function within this unit?
I'm not sure because, brought in and brought out. But I believe it's something where because he was in a different area of the military back on Parity, and now
he mentions the people don't need the garrison anymore.
Right. So I'm guessing it's that the garrison was basically dissolved. So now he's a new recruit in that he's part of the scouts or whatever they're called now.
But they respectfully call him commander because of his time in the garrison?
Right, because he used to be one, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Mm-hmm. So that tracks, I guess. And then having their only casualties be 6. And then we have Flock here basically
being like,
well, 6 deaths is nothing because look at the amount of damage we did.
Mm-hmm.
It all just comes down to numbers. And this is the part that I really like here, because this episode brought up something that, as Jacob was talking about, apparently it was a huge thing just in general, and I've just seen in general with regards to how people are talking about it, a lot of hatred thrown Gabby's way.
Oh yeah,
for killing Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
But the part that's always a little bit funny when these kinds of things happen is we have Flock here basically saying 6 deaths, who cares about them? They weren't named characters.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we don't know who killed them, so we can't get mad at their killers.
And
but
even if
he equates it down to, it doesn't matter. Look at all the damage we did. Look at how much it did. It's a huge victory. And it's the, right. So if we're gonna start, throwing stones and pointing fingers and, this bit here, it's
yeah. And
this is
where it gets
real
bad.
Interesting. It's
messy.
Right. It's how quickly basically we can join up with Flock's little group here, where they then go, "Oh yeah,
right,
this
is great.
It's a huge victory, so I'll cheer with him." And I mentioned in the reaction discussion, and you kind of liked the comparison. I think was that, remember how Colt was drunk in the train? And it was like, Gabby is a hero. She
saved your asses.
Yeah. She brought down a whole thing and stuff like that, and you guys didn't. And it was wow.
She did save us,
She did save them, and they, didn't have to go on their suicide bomber mission.
Right. So that is a maybe a better take on it, spin on it, of think of all the people that didn't die, right? If Flock had been not focusing on, we killed so many of them, it's great.
Look at how many of you were able to come back here.
Yeah.
If he went to each one and was like, you made it, you made it,
good job,
right?
That would be awesome, right?
Yeah, that would be a lot better.
Yeah, but this is the guy who was like, civilian casualties, who cares? Just going crazy. Yeah,
it's just something I feel like this show is doing that is a fun kind of societal social experiment to how quickly, even though this is fiction, yes, so don't hate people who are getting too invested in fiction in a way that emotionally you don't resonate with.
Oh, uh-huh.
It does sometimes reveal a little bit how about the way they think and stuff, but this is one of those areas where I feel almost like I'm kind of glad that Attack on Titan went this direction. Like,
Yeah.
Like in a weird way that could be, if cut out of context, would sound a little bit weird. I kind of am glad that at least one of the named cast members died, before this whole thing was over. And weirdly enough, like Jacob was mentioning this like before, like we kind of started this and stuff. It's like if it would be anyone, Sasha makes the most sense.
Oh yeah,
because we're gonna feel it. It's a character who already had a fantastic character
like
kind
focus
of focus bit earlier on in the show.
Yep.
She doesn't have a lot of directions really left for her character to go.
Nope. She's pretty much like,
and that's really how it is with a couple of the squad as well.
Yeah, like Connie could maybe get some
kind of
additional
similar
focus
to-
of like, we're working with Zeke, he killed my mother, kind of a thing. But he's more or less done a lot of his arc, it seems.
Yeah.
And
given them focusing a lot on Jean, if anything, he's one of the ones that maybe would make the least sense to have die here, because they're seeming to put him against Floch in a lot of ways. Like they're kind of diametrically opposed to each other.
Yeah.
So, hey, I mean, war's bad, okay? Like Zeke's the whole thing there in episode 1. But hey, just have some self-awareness to how quickly you can end up being on the Floch gang really quickly when it's the not just the Gabby should die or whatever, or it's just the anyone that thinks
differently
Gabby
than
should,
I do.
Anyone who thinks differently than I do should they're the worst. They're
they're the problem.
They're the problem. And it's like, oh boy. I think Isayama's just kind of putting a nice little focus lens on an aspect of humanity that's ugly, and there is no redeeming quality about it.
Yep.
It's just an ugly aspect of humanity.
Right, and this
it's
is
good
why
to just kind of look internally and go, yeah, that's an ugly aspect that a lot of us share.
Yep.
So,
and this is why anytime people say like, Isayama shouldn't be putting like some of the things that he's making allusions and references to from history in the show, like, oh, he shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, no. This is exactly why he should be doing that. Like why it's wonderful that he's doing that, because it's taking all these things that we would most of the time rather not think about, right? Or
really
just deny, right? Because it's the whole Gabby thing of, did you see it happen? Right? If you didn't see it happen, it doesn't exist, or we shouldn't care about it, right?
Yeah. But okay, that's enough on that. Let's move to the other side of the whole thing there. Oh, well, I didn't get the best shot, which is them all cheering in the background. And he does say, tonight we celebrate in honor of our 6 fallen heroes.
Yep. So he is definitely acknowledging them and things, yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, John's little thing of first battle, huh? How many more till the fighting ends?
He's already battle weary.
This is my last war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's Sasha, Connie, and Jean who are kind of acknowledging just how much more do we have to kill. But
the fact that
they have to dig the knife a little bit in before
it even happens, yeah.
And
anyways,
honestly,
I'm just glad we survived again.
I didn't pick up this as being a death flag for one of them.
I
honestly just thought like, wow, thank you, show, for letting me be reminded of how close their bond is, of how much they've been through together.
They have been through a lot. Like, if you think about all the characters, even if we didn't get to know a lot of them too well, that there were at the beginning of Attack on Titan, that were just sort of around, and how they've just gotten pasted over the course of the show. But these 3 are still here. And they're not an Ackerman or, a Titan shifter or anything like that.
No.
They're still here.
Just regular 104ths.
Yep.
Daki Bara with the 100 bits. Even though Caleb knew really quickly that Zeke was a traitor, I'm so happy that Mappa skipped 2 of the biggest clues of his imminent treason. When Colt says that Falco doesn't need to become a warrior, Zeke questions him like Reiner did to Falco, then gives him a sad face and says, I guess that's what being a big brother is. and the two go to play catch. In the same chapter, we see Aaron's present from his family.
Wow.
Well then.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Well then. That would have been a huge hint. That would have been
I guess that's what it's like to be a
enormous
big
hint.
brother. Let's play catch. Oh, let's cut to now my little brother. He's
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
baseball mitt.
Wow. Jenny Monty put a few bits messages in here. Thank you, Jenny, for the 300 bits. Gabby, with her beautiful brainwashed heart, pours out to Falco, holding a big, heavy up. Holding a big, heavy up. And he pointed out that it's like as tall as she is. Oh, the heavy gun.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
A lot could be said about that, but randomly made me think back to her talking in episode 1 about the weight she is willing to carry for her people. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I meant a big heavy gun, lol. Cheers, man. War's bad, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, for sure. All right, so I'm just glad we survived again. It's not very fair to the others, but you guys are special to me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is maybe the part that, as fans, it's good to acknowledge here, is that, hey, we've spent a lot of time with them. They're special to us.
Yep.
But Udo and Zofia,
They were also people,
They're
even
also
if we
people.
didn't spend as much
even
time
if we
with
didn't
them.
spend as much time
Right.
with them,
Yeah. Yeah.
why did they have to die? You know?
Right. It's the whole thing of the reactions of the characters to other characters dying. That's what sells us on the death, right?
Yeah.
Because even with the characters that we spent a lot of time with, right? They're not actual people, right? So we're not going to respond the same way that, we might if a person actually died. That
Depending
we were
on the
really
show,
close to.
sometimes.
Yeah, depending on the show. But one of the
I get
biggest
really
ways I would say
invested,
that ends up getting communicated to us is through some character in the show that was that close with the person.
True. Very
right?
true. Yep.
Don't hug us wearing hard-ass gear. It's like, shut up, man. We'll take the hugs when we can get them.
I loved this bit in the episode. This was probably the best, yeah, what the heck, bro? Like, come on.
We're on the clock, dude.
Yeah. But just the idea that Connie is holding him so tight that he's like actually like pinching him at parts with like the metal parts of his gear and stuff, and it's just like, oh,
Yep.
Connie was really worried, you know? And then think about it, guys. Think about it. These are kind of the last 3 members of the 104th, if you think about it.
Yeah, because
Mikasa is not really.
she doesn't count. Like
She's kind of become.
she's the war goddess.
Yeah,
you
she's
know.
become elevated to the war goddess. She's kind of a Levi.
And Armin's been
know.
elevated to
Armin is kind of
Erwin
a commander,
status, you know. Yeah.
Aaron is definitely not one of them anymore.
No.
So it's really like they're the last 3.
Yeah, and Historia's queen now, and
Yeah.
Marco's dead,
Mir's
and
dead.
a bunch of the others were Titan
A bunch of the others
shifters.
are Titans, and then a bunch of the others are dead as well. Like a bunch of the others just died in season 1.
Right. Well,
but
and in season 3, part 2, we had everybody else died other than
everybody
Flock,
else.
basically.
Yeah.
Because anyone who was in the Scouts, other than the named characters that we saw, they all died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So they're having their little banter here, but then we have this conversation
Yeah. Falco
between
and
Gabby and Falco.
I love this conversation so much.
And
let's just get that shot. Yeah. How can people look at this face and be angry at it?
Well, because she is the product of Marley.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she is aware, in some level, of, what she's doing.
Yep.
Not necessarily like what it means
Right.
for her or for others.
Mm-hmm.
She is totally brainwashed, but
That's
she chose.
That's the nasty thing about it, right?
Yeah.
She's because they're kids, right? But they're not like they are still growing up, right? They're going out into this world and they're starting to make their own decisions that take them in different directions, whether it's emotionally or physically or whatever, right? She's now starting to make the decision to really hold on to this. Now, of course she is, right? You know, it's no surprise. But
Yeah. I also really love the idea of what happens later in the scene
Mhm.
where she's like, "Did you see it? I didn't see it." Because this is all going off of the thing of what Falco didn't see. He
Sure.
didn't see Udo and Zofia die.
mm-hmm.
So in some ways, while he knows that they're dead, he didn't see it. So the visceral emotional response is lesser from him. Just
Right.
naturally. And it would be kind of interesting to see what would have happened if Falco had been up there and he hadn't seen Reiner go through all that and he hadn't heard what Aaron had said.
And
to
how Reiner responded. And
this could very, very easily, with slight alterations, be Falco.
Right. He would, of course, do it differently.
He would
than
do it
Gabby
very
did,
differently.
because he's a different person.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
the positions could be reversed. And
Position could very easily be reversed.
one other thing that's I think is good to bring up here. Aaron wasn't the one that sold Falco on what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Reiner was the one who sold him on it.
Yeah.
Him seeing how Reiner responded. Now, granted, that him saying, you know, throwing himself at the feet of his enemy and saying, "Please kill me already," right? That is that will leave an imprint, you know, on your mind, right?
Seriously.
Gabby saw something similar. Not quite the same, but something that at least contradicts the whole narrative that she's been told.
Mm-hmm.
That dinner.
Yeah.
When Reiner starts to talk about his time in Parody.
That's such an important scene.
Oh,
my
those
God.
devils. Oh, she offered him half her potato and it wasn't even hardly half at all. Yes, truly the worst devils.
Mm-hmm.
But even back then,
Reiner,
maybe
what
because
do you mean?
yeah, because she wants to believe that you know, big cousin Reiner is totally in the right. You know, he's the hero. She wants to be just like him. That there's no way it could be anything other than what they've been taught, even though she's seeing Reiner doubt it and not believe it himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then here. Nope.
Yeah. And then we get into the conversation that feels, in a lot of ways, like one of the things that I really love about Attack on Titan in general is there's parts where in fiction, kids don't really sound like kids. The author ends up being unable to kind of speak at a young child's level with regards to the verbiage, the kind of the styles of communication and stuff.
It is very hard to keep a connection with the audience while having the kids really feel like kids.
Yeah. But I will say that one of the things that this show kind of makes it easier for is that these kids grew up warped.
Yep.
So they're not supposed to sound like kids all the time.
That's true. Yeah, they've been raised to be killers.
They have been raised to be killers.
Mm-hmm.
They have been raised to hate from the bottom of their being the Eldians of Parody. Like that is a part of it. And not just that. They are raised to hate that they're Eldians in a lot of ways as well.
Yeah.
That is a
If
huge
only
part
we
of
had
it.
been born Marleyan.
Yeah. I'm going to eventually be proud to wear my armband.
God, that they like, say while in the middle of the concentration camp. Yeah.
Like this is the equivalent of Aaron saying, eventually,
I'm going to be proud my mom was eaten by a Titan.
Well, I'm going to be proud essentially to live in these walls like cattle.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the one that kind of is not fully true. It doesn't work as a
connection
connection as much.
Because they were left alone at least.
Exactly. It's trying to viscerally draw a connection to the point of where the connection is made here.
Yep.
Gabby wants in the same way kind of really what Aaron kind of wants really as well, to be free of these walls, to be free
justice
of
for what happened, you know.
Exactly. And to not have this freedom just be for her. She wants it for well, because of her brainwashing. She wants it for all the good Eldians. But this is the part that I like that they're not holding back on, or Isayama didn't hold back on. There are a lot of parts about Gabby that are really unlikable. Like really unlikable. And it's really all based around her brainwashing and the fact that she's gung-ho about it. The reason why I would say it's much easier to like Falco in a lot of ways is because he's already been introduced in some ways, seemingly from even beyond the first episode, to a more kind of balanced way of looking at things. And then when he bumps into Aaron or just has interactions with Reiner in general, you can tell that he's like testing the waters a little bit to see like, hey, I haven't been fully bought into drinking the Kool-Aid and the brainwashing.
Right. Falco's the underdog.
Falco is the underdog that still somehow got out of this
Right.
without being fully, like, having his brain and
Torn
ideologies
apart,
and thoughts
yeah.
warped
Right,
into a very specific thing.
Yeah, he's turned out very well, all things considered. Whereas Gabby, she's not the underdog. Like, she had something absolutely horrific happen to her. But she's always been the kind of the, you know, have a smile, do a dance, and go kill the enemy. You know, yeah. Like, so...
God, it's a great kind of setup to have the initial introductions with Gabby being her whooping and
adorable
hollering.
little war criminal.
Yeah,
She's
you're
so
adorable
cute.
little war criminal. And
She kills one person that we know. Hey!
Yeah, that is literally the for some reason it gives me this like I don't know. I feel so just sickeningly like twistedly like satisfied that there are people that are now like getting upset at Gabby.
Oh, uh-huh.
Because there were so many people like in love with Gabby 4 episodes ago.
Oh, right, yeah. It's the kind of thing where, and this is maybe a very specific peeve I have. I don't know if a bunch of other people have this too.
Yeah.
But any time that death is doled out casually in stories, like, because that's why you have Titans.
If it's not a war setting, or just regardless of setting. Okay.
Regardless. But yeah, usually if it's an actual story about war, it's usually not done casually because that's part of the brutality of it. But but you know, when you have things that aren't zombies or droids or you know whatever, some non-sentient life form or whatever that ends up getting killed in oftentimes mass quantity by the protagonists, and it's just kind of glossed over, like. Yeah. This I feel like is that just but gone into the individual scale, right? Of where we give names and stuff to some of the people, and then we have them do the same things that, you know, heroes and other stories might be doing, and naturally it, you know, it's pretty horrifying to see.
Right. The point I was trying to make with the statement before is that Gabby is a tragic character just being played out in the beginning, where maybe you don't realize it at first that she's just being set up to fail utterly at some point in the future. And because she's ascending so high, because she's getting all these accomplishments and all these things just working out for her, it makes the collapse, the fall that much greater. So I don't really feel bad for Gabby. I feel excited for Gabby that this is going to be an opportunity for her to, because she's strong, hit the ground, experience the pain of having your world, your glass house or what have you, shatter as it hits the ground, and then realize I need to rebuild it into something else.
Right. She is probably the kind of person that will be able to put herself back together.
I hope so.
Unlike some of the other characters that we've seen in this show, you know.
Yeah.
But this is definitely one of those points where everything's different from now on.
Yeah. So then she remembers Zofia and Udo's deaths, what happened to them.
And recounts them to Falco.
Yep. And then what happened with the 2 gate guards.
And I love how she mentions the fact that she's like, I'm an Eldian, but they told me to turn back because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And they were just shot.
Yeah. Do you get the vibe? And in fact, well, you have the unique perspective of having sat on these kind of story beats these specific story beats for a while. But do you feel like Gabby here was trying to justify this in any way? Or if she was trying to just share so that he can see what she's, like, why she's doing this? Or does she not feel the need in your mind to justify?
Yeah, I don't
this?
think it's something that she would need to be justifying, because that would mean that she's talking to herself here. She's already there's no contest in her mind, right? Because these kids are young. So good and bad is black and white. It's she's a good Eldian, so she's going to go kill the bad Eldians that just killed a bunch of her friends, right?
Right.
It's more of just the Falco's trying to stop me. I care about Falco. Falco, I'm guessing, this is her thoughts on it. You don't know the full picture here, right? Udo and Zofia are dead. This is how it happened. I saw this, right? Don't look at me like I'm crazy.
Sure.
This needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because she totally could have, because Gabby is a whole mess of emotions right now. She totally could have just brushed Falco off and been like, shut up, I'm going, and not actually, talk to him about this,
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the part when she says, so that someday we could be proud of our Eldian armbands, that might actually be something where she's sort of resolving it to herself. I could see that happening.
Yeah, it's probably something where there is a self aspect of it, because when you grab yourself, your own body in some ways, and you tightly grasp it and stuff like that, that is some kind of self-inflicted,
yeah, because
force of some kind. It's not pain in any way, but it's the
discomfort, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because her grabbing the armband there, like look at that shot. They have the tendons and whatnot popping out of the back of her hand.
Yeah.
She's not just resting her arm on it. She is grabbing it with as much of a vice-like grip as she can.
Yeah.
So that makes it seem to me like it's something where she hates the armband, right? Of course she hates the armband.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm going to accept this armband, and that's why she, says someday we'll be proud of our Eldian armbands. She's saying that to herself and then also to Falco.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a good little insight there, Linku Master. There's brainwashed people that have to say it out loud to keep stuff in check. One of the things that is, I would say, for the most part, I would say very much in line with that with regards to Gabby here, is that there's times where she shows a lot of empathy for her friends and stuff, but there's also times where she's
a selfish little turd.
She's a selfish little shit. This feels in a lot of ways also, and this might be I'm going to extend a bone out here to a lot of people that hate Gabby, because I want to separate a little bit the killer from the little shit, basically.
Gotcha. All right.
And the little shit, basically, is the one that has gotten everything she wanted. And she got what she wanted here. She got to go and kill the person that killed the two gate guards here. And I'm kind of glad that she did, because now the best really way that she can
see if that's what she actually wants is to get it and then see how it tastes. Yeah, it feels very...
And it kind of just... just kind of sit there in her mouth just as she's like, I don't like this anymore.
Right.
It's going to take a while.
Sure.
Because it's a lot of emotion and pain and stuff right now. And notwithstanding the fact that she just got nearly beat on by all the members of the squad as well.
And almost thrown out of Zeppelin.
She nearly died just now as well.
It reminds me a lot of season 3 Zuko, where it's you have the character do the thing that is an unlikable action, right? But at the same time, it's a very understandable action, and that's it's them figuring out their own path forward. What ends up happening for Gabby, who knows, the fact that she's with the people of Parody will definitely complicate things.
Yes.
Right? But, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I worked hard believing it could happen, but they crushed everything. And still focusing on her, the armband stuff. The internment zone is my home. It's where the people I care about live. Very much understand and empathize with this aspect of it for her. Isn't trampling on it unforgivable?
That's so messed up.
That's the part where I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I understand the people in here being ones that you care about.
Yeah.
you can't help that. That is the way that the world has dealt your hand right now. You cannot change that. Like, not right now. You really can't. But the way she equivocates the people that live in here to the place,
which is also the oppression and everything.
The oppression
like,
and
so
all
much
of that.
internalized self-hatred
There's
here.
so much internalized, just
like because it's the this might not be much. In fact, it might be awful, but at least it's something and it's mine. And it's all I have, and you took even that from me.
Yeah, and that's the part that shows the childishness, is that Falco is not speaking here. He's listening to this. Because I think he's, smart and wise enough to not speak, because this is important that she get this all out. Because it could help her. And one, she's not chasing after them. Well, she's talking here. Talking is not a free action. But I think this is very eye-opening for him. Because what he starts to do here himself, we get a little bit of insight from him, is he starts to remember a lot of the things that Reiner said, that Aaron said in that basement, and kind of bring it into the context of what he's seeing happen here in this discussion.
Ooh, good. Good comment, Rex stuff. The boisterous and happy are often masking the most pain. Gabby might seem like a little shit because she over-celebrates when things actually go right in her wrong life.
Sure. That's a pretty good insight there. She keeps now trying to shift things to reason with Falco, but she's like, "Hey, yeah, we like, even Zeke was killed before our eyes, and not knowing why any of this happened." And Falco has the look of "Oh no, I know why this happened."
Yep.
And I love how well this was set up, because I immediately then could read his mind. Like, just once he kind of had this look there, I'm like, he's thinking in his head, "No, Gabby,
you haven't seen what I've seen. Like, I didn't see, Zofia and Udo die, happened. But
why, Reiner? Why was my mom eaten by a Titan?"
And what I love here is that in this situation, so
it was revenge.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this bit here?
Well, okay. So, in stories, one of the things that can frustrate me a lot, and I think can frustrate a lot of people, is when conflict happens that seems like it didn't need to, if characters just sort of did things differently. But oftentimes, my favorite moments in narrative is when things go badly because the characters absolutely would not make any other decision, even if it's not the decision that would end up being the best from some certain standpoint in the story. So, in this situation here, Falco is trying to make it so that Gabby doesn't run off to go kill, try and get revenge and things like that, right? He's trying to save her from that. There is something that he could have said that might have helped get to her. I saw Reiner throw himself at the feet of Aaron Yeager and beg for death.
Yeah.
That would have at the very least given her pause, right? Changed the focus of the conversation. But there's no way in hell he's actually going to say that, right? Even though that's what he's thinking, and that's why he's saying, "Don't do this, please," right? He just has to simplify it down to this is revenge.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he's going to burden her with that knowledge. And then, of course, she can't accept that. Did you see it happen?
This is the part where you see how messed up Gabby is. Is that this is the I feel like we, having just gone through 2020.
Oh, yeah.
We need to understand how easily people can think stupid shit like this.
Yep.
And this is a kid, mind you.
Oh,
so it's way easier. I mean, way easier to think stupid shit like this.
Yeah.
Did you see it happen? Like, that's the moment where Falco would be like, what? She's crazy, dude. She has lost it. She has completely denied reality. She is so completely dead set on the aspect of, I need to go make them feel pain because I'm feeling it right now. It is the cycle of violence and
Yep.
hatred where there is no self-awareness, no grounding in reality, no
Because-
focus on the truth.
Well,
Like,
because let's face it, if she actually did, that would be mind shattering, right? You know, it's the whole thing of better to at least have myself be in one piece, right? Rather than to realize that no, I have to be shattered into pieces because the form that I had was all sorts of twisted.
right. This is the kind of thing where I could see people getting maybe a little bit almost like IRL, like, I don't like to hear people use this kind of logic because it reminds me of how stupid people can be.
Or maybe even how I have been, whatever.
Yeah, sure, totally. But this reminds me, and I'm not even memeing, joking here, but a moment where I had an interaction with someone where they unironically tried to convince me that the world was flat. And it was just
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
I thought you were a rational human being. Like,
Yep.
what? And it was that thing where I tried to push past the point where I was like,
It's like you're
joking,
kidding, right?
Like, I get you're memeing, but it was no.
No,
And then-
I'm serious. Yeah.
And then you go from the world is flat to insert all kinds of other
Right.
screwed up,
Yeah.
stupid shit here. And I'm like,
if we
and
can
the logic
say
is basically this. This is the logic that is used.
Yep. That one sentence sums it up basically.
I'm like, anyway. I just, I am amazed that this is the, yeah. This is the whole thing there. And the fact that Falco almost kind of relents in no, I didn't see it. As if like he has no way to fight against that. And the fact that she then goes, well, neither did I. And then he's like sitting there dumbfounded, like, wait, is this what we're going to do just because?
Is this it?
Is this it?
Yeah.
And then the scene basically ends. And they go on their way. She says a little bit of parting words. Besides, they're all just island devils who deserve to die. You should know that. They're cool devils who always deserve to die.
And that's like, because
they're nothing like us.
So everything before that set of lines there, you know, if they deserve to die, they're all just devils and whatnot.
Yeah.
Everything before that, I could see as Gabby just being like, no, stop, right? But that's the point where she's like, okay, now I'm actually going to not just ignore the truth, right? Because it's too crazy to accept, like with how my life has been up till now. But now I'm just going to fully embrace delusion. They're all island devils. There we go. This is a much more comfortable, safe place to be for me.
Yep. And Falco's final little connection there of just like, they're nothing like us. And then Aaron, the one that declared war on the world just earlier
Reiner, I'm
and
the
killed a
same
whole
as
bunch
you.
of people, just said, Reiner, I'm the same as you. And that's the thing that he saw. Like,
yep. And Reiner didn't question it or anything like that.
nope.
Yeah.
If anything, what he saw from Reiner maybe lends a little bit of credence to the fact that he's like, well, something's similar between them.
Something's very, very wrong.
Something's very, very wrong.
Yeah.
So, okay. Gabby continues her way, makes a perfect shot here on Lobov.
Yeah.
Lobov. Feel bad for him there. That was rough.
The way the gear, like he kept flying for a bit after getting shot, because his hands would have been like,
He
spasm.
was holding the tension of
the gear. Yeah.
But then,
eventually
letting go of the tension lets it uncoil.
Yeah, it stops and then he falls back down.
Yeah. And
yes, technically Aaron didn't declare war on the world. The world declared war on him and he attacked 0.1 seconds later. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. You're very right. Yes. But yeah. This is something that I feel like is a little bit of a, not a deep cut, but a little bit of a under the surface cut here. This is something that maybe we're supposed to imply a little bit, is that Gabby was planning on dying here.
Yep.
Is that even if we don't win today, you guys will carry on my will. Basically
Right.
saying, I'm going to go kill as many of them as I can.
Mm-hmm. And
you guys can do this. You guys can do this without me. You'll be able to carry on my my will here.
And I want to point something out here. With this taken into account, Gabby's denial of reality actually makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because, think about it. Living a life of delusion, sure, yeah, most people, I think, would say that they wouldn't want to do that. But if it's there is something that I need to do. I need to avenge the people that were killed, right? Because yes, maybe they had their motives for doing it. That's fine. But that's their world. This is my world, right? So I need to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to have my world crumble when I'm about to go die, right? If I'm going to avenge my friends, then I might as well hold on to the happy lie that I had before I do, right? Turns out it's, Falco actually ends up going with her. So who knows? She might actually get out of this.
Yeah. And Falco with the little mini memory flashbacks here.
Mm-hmm.
You have to rescue Gabby from the dark future that awaits us. Oh, I can't believe I thought what I initially thought when I was reacting to this with Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Falco... I can't believe I thought this. I thought Falco might let her go. Because then he would inherit the armor. So that she wouldn't have to inherit it.
That would have been...
And it'd be basically a thing of where...
Oh, boy.
In a weird way, this is something that I almost understand now a little bit more why I thought that. But I now know exactly kind of what Falco gleaned from this.
Mm-hmm.
But what I thought Falco's logic was, Gabby's lost it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't carry on her will. That can't go on for Marley, for us Eldians. That can't repeat. That can't continue. There can't be a legacy of that. So, Gabby, I'm not going to tell your story. You're going to die here. And I'll take on the Armored Titan. And I'll carry on something that might actually be a better hope for us Eldians. And I can't believe that was like my way of thinking there in the immediate bit. But no, Falco's a very simple, good boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try and save her.
Just going to go with her. Yeah.
And he did.
Yep.
If he hadn't have gone, she would have died.
And
Jean might have died.
yes, yeah, John totally would have died. Yeah.
And yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Falco is way too much of a good boy for this. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Falco essentially saying, "I go die so I can be the armor." Yeah, that would be, yeah. I would be very surprised now looking back at this if that's actually what he did. But hey, I was emotional in the hype of this moment and the horror of it. But the fact that this is also just maybe something that, okay, this is a really weird deep cut that is more of an extra thing just because I like to draw parallels where sometimes there are none intentionally put there. But we had another point in this episode where a character was reaching, and one of the things that I don't know, I feel like is a little special here is that Armin was reaching down to Aaron.
Falco's reaching up.
Falco's reaching up, but he's doing it to save someone at the cost of himself. Armin reaching down and kind of a thing of like, this is probably the last hand I'll extend to you like this, unless you show signs of how you're going to make this right. But I don't know. I really like the idea that Falco was brought into the story to replace the Armin Aaron kind of hopeful dream dynamic, you know?
Yeah.
And if Gabby is Aaron, that means that Falco is kind of an Armin in that.
Totally. Yep.
This is another instance of where Aaron goes leaping off into danger and Armin chases on after him and tries to reach out to,
Well, and it's fitting if you think about it, because when Aaron died, when in episode 5, when he got chomped and everything, Armin was there.
Yeah.
You know, couldn't really do anything, but he was there. You know, so.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's jump ahead to the moment.
Yes.
Gabby
doesn't waste time.
There is a line after Falco jumps on.
Oh yeah.
Gabby's like, "What? What the hell?"
Yeah. What are you doing?
And Falco, after she says, "Why?" says, "The one who should inherit the armored titan is me."
Mm-hmm.
Which we get it, but to her, this is something that I forgot to mention that I actually really wanted to bring up. Remember the Gabby, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's going to inherit the armored titan. Look at that face. That is not a huh? That is a huh? Like,
well, right, because he's going up with her. She just said, "I'm gonna go die."
Yep.
Right. Falco also was the one who had someone look at him, realize he was a kid when he's saying, "No, God, please stop." They still shot their rocket spear.
yeah.
Like,
I
it
love
didn't
Falco.
kill him.
I love
but
Falco so much. I just gonna say, Falco is like, if he ever dies, I swear to God. So
wouldn't that just be the perfect dick punch?
Now we can get to the brutal moment.
And Gabby doesn't waste time. She shoots Sasha, and very quickly she's about to shoot Sean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, at this point, the main thing that I wanted, like just right here, right now, was that if I was gonna like put a this is kind of cursed, but tier list of people you would have wished Gabby had shot instead of Sasha, you know?
Why couldn't she have just shot Flock?
Triple S tier is Flock, like right up there at the top, right? Like
yeah.
like because
and he was the one that was actually
cruel.
Right.
It's not going to be Flock.
Right.
Flock survived the most impossible thing to survive, the Irwin death charge.
Right.
In Hero.
But even though he was the one, killing civilians and stuff here, no, he's not the one that actually
that
gets
would be
shot.
the most cursed tier list, where it's like,
who should Gabby shot
Zeke's
instead?
upper left shoulder is on this tier list or something.
Where
like
would
that.
Aaron go on that list?
Hanji's other eye is on this tier list.
Oh
like,
my God.
Actually cursed tier list, and stuff like that. But anyway, sorry. We meme because we're in pain, y'all. We meme because we're hurting. And
oh yeah. So by the way, I don't think I mentioned this in the discussion, but someone's already made a meme video of it. There was a point or no, maybe I did. There was a point a few weeks back in the podcast where you were like, so we were talking about like characters because they hadn't shown up yet, from like parody. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I'll bet you really miss Sasha. And I was like, yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
When did I say this?
It was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think. But you didn't say anyone else. You specifically said Sasha.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure I mentioned.
I mean, you might have mentioned.
I think I
some
mentioned
other people.
Connie and Sasha. It was a thing about. It was a thing about like.
It was like after the main three, or not the main three, because Aaron was introduced to that, but not like after like Mikasa or Armin or whatever. Okay. It was like you probably missed like like Sasha, and I was just like,
you like Connie and Sasha together.
I do.
Like you're the one that would send me dumb memes of like Connie and Sasha
being like, "Hey Sasha, the phone 69%."
Yeah. They're just dumb little goobers and stuff like that. But
yeah, it's clipped. It's clipped. Yeah.
Oh my God. Jeez. Wow. Ugh. Okay, we have some bits we got sent in. Let me read these off real quick. Add hair. Oh, sorry, no. Ace Spiegel with the 100 bits. Kind of off topic, but there's a great video called The Marley Arc in 5 minutes that was made years ago, and as of this episode, it is no longer a spoiler. You should check it out. Maybe?
Possibly.
Possibly?
Possibly.
We'll see. We'll see about that. Possibly. Ad Harris with 145 bits. I like that Falco brought up Aaron's conversation. It didn't change Gabby's mind because even though Falco is speaking the truth, it doesn't change the fact that Aaron killed civilians, children, and just people from her home. Regardless of brainwashing, Aaron did that. Yep. Eric Walt with the 23 months. Thank you so much. Zaldrix with the 100 bits. Imagine being Colt and watching your little brother disappear like that. For all he knows, that's the last he'll see of him.
Yep.
Right? Right?
Colt has just been like trying to be like, wait, hold on, no, people, don't leave. Don't, and by leave, don't leave physically, but also don't die.
Right.
Because he was the one carrying Udo's broken body.
Okay. So let's get to this. They really wanted us to feel pain here because that is brutal.
Yep.
That is brutal. A lot of the times when people would get shot in like season 3 of Attack on Titan, we wouldn't really see the bodies.
Nope.
Like,
because usually they weren't named characters, and if it was something
Kenny's squad, basically,
or and if it was someone that Kenny's squad killed, it's we actually shot like a shotgun blast of stuff, so it's more like it's too graphic to show, really.
But yeah. Thanks a lot, Isayama. You took away
a wonderful meme.
You took away the character that brought a lot of joy into this really kind of dark and dreary show.
Because there's no room for joy now.
Yeah, I basically just look at this as Isayama saying, yeah, no one's safe. The series is ending, and I'm gonna kill a bunch of people. Y'all are gonna feel some pain.
Yep.
And I experienced this with a lot of fantasy series. There is a very serious, like, the end is coming kind of
it's been a long journey, and now
people have to go. There's a thing that's done quite often in fantasy, sci-fi, or stuff like this, where when you have too many characters start to assemble into the one kind of general location and stuff like that, and it's near the end and we're preparing for the final kind of, adventure, final battle, final scenes and stuff like that, it's we're going to start killing off the lowest kind of screen time value characters first, but that's just to warm you up. We're eventually going to start killing the characters that are going to be like the ones that make you hate this story. like this is the shot across the bow for people like me that will riot if Falco dies.
Right. Yeah. Imagine if Falco had gotten Udo's treatment.
Well, that's impossible. That's just not possible. The story has set up.
It didn't go that way.
The story has set up that Falco has to, at the very least, get connected in some ways with Paz shenanigans.
I'm not saying he can't,
I know.
at some point become a Titan or whatever, since you're really thinking he will.
Yep.
But he can get Paz stuff without being a Titan. Because he's an Eldian.
I highly doubt, though, that's what that was, though.
Okay.
I more think, if anything, it's going to be something where he inherits the memories of someone who is connected to Parody. I really think it's something with regards to Reiner. Like, I could see it being the thing where Reiner's end is Falco's, like, salvation or something like that.
Kukumba, that's great. Yeah, if Falco died, you would run after Isayama like Gabby after Aaron.
There's just, like, there's really emotional things that I want to have happen with Falco before he goes. And thankfully, I had completely forgotten that Attack on Titan is a show that really kills characters.
Because it hasn't happened.
It hasn't done that really for a lot of the good guys.
Right, other than the ones that, like, you knew kind of had to die, like Erwin or...
Yeah, Erwin was the recent big kind of death like that.
Yeah,
but
we got the scare with Armin.
Right, but a lot of people on the enemy's side have died recently. Bertolt, Ymir, Kenny.
To say nothing of the people that have died on the bad guy's side in this season.
Historia's dad.
Sure.
There's a lot in
the bad guy's side.
Right, exactly. Isayama! Oh my god. But okay, let's get this depressing image off the screen here. Let's get some even more depressing images on screen right here. Oh wait, no. We have to show this. So Gabby goes in for shot number two.
Yeah.
And the speed at which everything just escalates so quickly.
Yep.
Falco lunging in like a mad lad. I also gotta say, this is something that is really quick that I just saw. But if you look at how the bullet ricochets here. Okay, no, that was Jean's bullet fired. Okay, so
he was shooting to kill.
They both shot at the exact same time.
Right.
But Gabby and Jean both shot at each other. For a second, what I thought it was that Gabby's bullet ricocheted back and nearly hit her.
Oh.
Yeah, not at all what happened.
No.
But yeah, Jean and her nearly killed each other there. And because of Falco, both of them are alive.
Let's just think about this for a second. Imagine if that was what happened. Let's say Falco gets up there, but he's a little bit too slow, right? Gabby shoots Sasha, turns, her and Jean shoot each other, or whatever, right?
Right.
And then Falco's just there to to have seen it happen,
Yeah.
or maybe he didn't go up with her, or whatever, right? Like,
but God, the way it nicks just barely
like by his ear, yeah.
Also, this is something
that's just a terrifying shot.
This is a terrifying shot, but I just gotta say, the only reason they don't look like Titans is because they're clothed.
Yeah. And they don't have derpy faces.
No, they have derpy faces. They look angry, but
yeah,
human beings are scary. That's just what I'm gonna say.
Gabby
there.
is very lucky they didn't tear her to pieces, literally.
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah, Gabby gets punched, and this in some ways I feel like is the here get Gabby haters. You get kind of what you want.
There are our compilations of it looped.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's a
messed up.
That's kind of weird.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
And of course they're pissed, right?
Of course they're pissed.
You just killed their friend.
You just killed their.
It's a cycle.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
God. Oh man. Oh, Sasha. And even while she's dying away, she's cracking little funny quips and stuff. You're so damn loud. Oh.
The blood just keeps going out.
Are we eating soon? I did the job. I went and killed a whole bunch of people. We saved Aaron. Do I get to have my favorite thing now? And then for me, the voice acting of Connie saying Sasha make it to the island.
That destroyed you.
That destroyed me because he's just saying hey, you don't have to stay awake much longer. Just make it back to the island.
Who knows? Maybe there's another syringe or something,
Or just something. But at the very least, hey, just give me another 10 minutes, right? Give me an hour.
Yep.
In a lot of ways, it was just so shocking to have it be she's dead. Of all the people, okay, it's Sasha.
Yep.
All right, sure. Yep. But just even seeing it here, it's just
the thing that really got me though was, and this was dirty. This was absolutely dirty, and I loved it so much. But when they brought back "Call Your Name," but without the lyrics and everything, for when Connie comes in and is Sasha's dead, that, because that was probably my favorite actual track from season one. Weirdly enough, it wasn't Baklotz, it wasn't the Attack on Titan song, it wasn't the OP. I loved that song. Every time it came on, I was just yes, I feel like this encapsulates the all the negative emotions of Attack on Titan, or not negative emotions necessarily, but the sadness and the all of those things, right?
Yeah.
And then at the same time, the hope. I'm calling out your name, right?
Yeah. Connie and Zenitsu have the same voice actor? Oh,
I did not know that.
Yes. I can hear it now. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely hear it. Whoa, that's cool. Save reminder. Thanks, Hawks. Yeah, that's more for game streams, but sure. We saved our progress here. Or it's to save Sasha. Yeah. This face here of just Jean, where it's I kind of see the same expression in some ways that that Levi had earlier.
Oh yeah.
On our boy Jean here.
Well, this is a desperate look. Like it's the.
But you've got to make the call. They just said like you want to throw them out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or no, he then says, "I'll toss him outside." All right. And then he continues the look. He's looking at Sasha. He's looking at them.
Because there's this part of him that maybe even wanted to.
For
an instant, right? Where he's like, but then he hits the wall and he's like, if we toss kids out of an airship, will the killing ever end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to just say, like, this is the high road beyond even what's expected. Like beyond. Like I just want to like.
Yeah, because
I just want to give him a hug, because that must have been really hard for him to basically command the rest of the group, being like, no, I'm making the call here.
This is how you know Jean's a leader.
This is how you know Jean's a leader.
Because I could see him or someone else coming to this kind of resolution with more time.
Yes.
This is in the moment. It's been 20 seconds or something since Sasha got shot.
She is still dying.
Right,
Sasha's still dying.
She's still dying right there, and he knows that she's probably going to die. There's nothing
she's probably
they can
already
really do.
dead, actually, because she said meat, and then they started pulling her body off to the side. So
yeah.
Also, little detail, little thing. Sasha might be alive at this point, and she's just unconscious, but she bleeds out. But they turned her body on her side because the bullet wound went through back to front. So it's a way that less blood will be affected by gravity to seep out. So
and I think they're bandaging her up right now.
They are bandaging her up too, but it's the thing of going to do both. But okay. But yeah. Well, we go over to McGath, and he's with Peak. And Peak just
they're done.
Yeah. But then Peak remembers, and this seems a little bit out of, not really out of place entirely, but just a little bit like
it's a thing for the future. It's not really
it's not immediately
current
relevant.
events relevant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yelena. Okay.
The Marleyan soldier that she recognized seeing from 3 years ago from the first scout ship. That what did she say here? They were in the first scout fleet, not scout ship, scout fleet.
Right.
Sent to Parody after Reiner came back. Now, this is probably not something where Peak actually went with them, but just these are on the men on the dock, or the
She's
soldiers,
inspecting them before they go out. Yeah.
That's also the cool thing here, is that, like,
Yelena, she tall.
She tall.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's necessarily on Young Capone, but
I don't think so. It wasn't stated.
Okay.
But I don't know.
But it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. If it was, they wouldn't have any reason to mention him because he's in the airship. They haven't seen him here.
But then it's something for the audience, for us to be like,
potentially.
It's not just Yelena that came back from that and now she's working with them, but it's also Onyankopon as well, potentially having gone on the first scout fleet, and also comes back with that whole thing there. Yeah. Onion coupon. Jesus, guys.
Yelena's 6'7", if you recall correctly. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Really? Who is even close to 6'5" on the parody side of things?
I believe...
Well, everyone should be taller.
Well, yeah, so everyone should be taller. I remember back when...
Bertolt was,
I believe, 6'3".
Tall. Yeah, he was shorter than you.
Yeah, but he was...
Then again, he was like 16 or 17.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I believe he was 17 at the beginning. So... Yeah.
But okay, that's some very, very good info to fuel the Zeke is a traitor, and
Right.
yeah, that whole thing. And wearing a fake beard.
How'd Peek see through Yelena's disguise? I don't know. Maybe you being 8 feet tall gave it away. Yeah. God. Okay. So this part here where Gabby is just screaming, right, while being tied up and everything.
Here, yeah.
This reminds me of like a combination of well, Aaron when he's like in the courtroom, you know? Now, granted, different emotions to him screaming and stuff there. But then, of course, also, yeah, when he's promising to kill Reiner in the most, that's painful way possible.
Right, that's the part that it reminded me of the most was season 2, episode, 8 or something?
I believe so. Something around there. And it's like, I need you to tell the difference between these two pictures. They're the same. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also love that she brought up Zeke's name in that it will bring the ultimate catharsis for us, the viewer, when it's like, oh, yeah, him.
No. So, about that.
He switched sides.
And the way she bends her head back to, to look at Jean. Like, it's like, she is pure hatred and rage right now.
Yeah. Pain, rage, and all of that. Hatred, yeah. But I love the way Jean's like, oh, I'll take you to him. And that was just a moment where I was very excited for one of two reasons. He was going to take her to Aaron. Which would have been amazing. Or he's going to take him to Armin.
Oh.
Armin being potentially the the leader of instrumental instrumentally kind of setting up the plan and stuff for how they would get Aaron out of this. But almost immediately after thinking that, I was like, wait, no, this could be Zeke.
Yeah.
Oh, this could be Zeke. And just I have been waiting.
So
and
long.
They keep giving more and more little drip drops of evidence. I'm like, come on. When are we gonna know? Ugh. And you can see that Jean is almost like, yeah, tell him exactly what you told me. War Chief Zeke and all that shit. Yeah.
And in a lot of ways,
this is his vengeance in some ways.
Yeah, it's a bit of his vengeance, but then it's also his perfect way to basically get her under control. Because he needs some way to retaliate without retaliating in a way that will, hurt his conscience, right? So, yeah, she's saying Zeke is going to destroy you all. Okay. He betrayed you. He's working with us. Are you sure you still want to be frothing at the mouth, promising that you're going to kill us? Because...
yeah. Behold, the eldest boy! He is here, and...
Oni-chan has arrived. Yeah.
Wow. Zeke, in a weird way, fills this special bubble of theory potential for me, where I'm like, there is no way I can probably guess exactly what he's doing here and why and all that. Because he is probably a mess of motivations, emotions, beliefs, and all this other kinds of other stuff. But I can't wait to try and figure it out. The fact that
I can't
Zeke
wait
actually betrayed them, and he's here, and they're all like, "Oh, they have devout followers of Zeke."
Yeah, what does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Is there a Zeke cult?
A Zeke fan club,
Yeah, a fan club where they're
Zeke,
we know you have royal blood.
We call ourselves the Bananas.
Yeah, they're all all hail monkey.
Yeah, right.
Monkey. Monkey. Yeah.
But then this also makes things a little bit more interesting of the Aaron's being arrested, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like he's getting held at gunpoint and tied up, and Zeke's working with them. It's like, what is Zeke's position with all of them?
Yeah. Also, this is a way in which the show can continue to do the thing that they might actually just stick out with all the way.
Uh-huh.
And we might never leave the primary perspective of the wits. Like, they might have... Like, Isayama might have literally brought them up here onto the ship, and Sasha died, they survived, Falco saved Gabby and all that. Because Isayama's like, no, we're following them now primarily for the rest of the series.
That would be crazy.
And it's just the thing of, like, the reason why they're here in the meta way is Isayama's like, no, we're done following the main squad, basically. We will follow them.
Right, after
like,
all, I mean,
a little bit.
You know, Gabby and Falco are with them now, so...
In the same way that you can have A plots, B plots, and C plots and stuff like that, it's just the thing of, like, well, why not just do both? Because they happen to be geographically, you know, like, just, you know, the same place. So, yeah. Okay, that, yeah. Sasha's gonna make die.
Hanji
Hanji
comes
comes
out.
back,
Yep.
sees Zeke, and is like, well, did everything play out as you'd hoped?
The way his eyes are just hidden behind his glasses,
Yeah.
for the most part, but there were a few miscalculations.
Miscalculations.
Yeah.
Whatever,
He cares about you so much, Gabby.
Yeah, whatever it is about Zeke, there's just this odd air about him that's not the same as Aaron's, because Aaron seems more apparent because we know more about Aaron, like who he is. Zeke's been, I mean, I still don't know entirely who he is, really, in the immediate sense. Like,
Can't
I know
really
more
move
about
right now because I don't have arms or legs.
Right,
but,
I know
yeah.
more about Zeke the kid, kinda, than I know more in a ways about Zeke the adult.
Yeah, sure. No, I get that. Yeah.
Like, Zeke the adult has some moments where he kind of seems to be vulnerable, like he's giving a true aspect of himself.
But you know he's not really. Whereas Zeke the kid, because he was a kid, you can only assume he was vulnerable. So
right, and we know more about Zeke because of this season, really, than all of Attack on Titan previously. And the part really that I'm kind of honing in on the most is the I haven't done anything great yet.
Right.
Because that was said specifically to his close family. So he probably can't fully lie to them.
Or at the very least would have no need to, you know.
True. But it's the kind of thing of, who are these kids? Miscalculations.
Yeah.
And then everyone gets on Yelena's ass for not keeping Peak and Porco.
She's like, hey, they went into the hole.
It's like, yeah, we did that. Yeah. And then they kind of clear up the improv bit that was what was the odd interaction between Levi and Zeke.
Right.
Which I'm glad they explained that, because that was some weird dialogue.
That was some like, hold on.
Yeah. And also the fact that Levi still wants to kill him.
Yes.
And this was probably a nice extra bit of levity. from
He's
Levi.
like, oh no, I'll get you eventually.
I'll kill you later.
Yeah.
But I like to savor the
I'm
final
going
bite.
to really enjoy it. And you can't rush art.
Exactly. So there's that. I like to savor the taste. And then Aaron speaks up about how they did actually get some time bought because of how much damage they did to the Marleyan military.
Yep.
And then Hanji's like, hey, you know, every time you get captured, we have to sacrifice lives to get you back. That's how it's always been. And yet, knowing that, you went so far as to make yourself a hostage. And just like you hoped, we didn't have much choice. You put your trust in us, and we lost our trust in you. That isn't we lost trust in you, meaning like we lost some trust.
We lost the last of our trust.
Like that was we lost like our trust in its entirety. We do not trust you anymore. And yet they're putting him within 6 feet of someone with royal blood.
Yeah.
Like doesn't
at
that
least like put Zeke in a coffin marked Dio and
can we put Zeke Zeke in a Dio-marked coffin and sink him into the ocean.
Well, sure. Or at the very least, just like have like a little thing so that it's like, you know, open the hatch and be like, what do you want to say? Oh, well, see.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry, let's put the muzzle thing out of your mouth. Okay, you can't bite your tongue out. What were you trying to... Fuck you. Okay, fine. Put the muzzle out. No, I'm willing
Levi,
to talk.
take your sword out of his mouth. Okay.
Oh, my God. But now we have the founding titan and a titan with royal blood. This is Zeke saying this.
Mm-hmm.
The cost of those sacrifices will be paid through Eldia's freedom. So this is the part that I want to maybe discuss a little bit before we get to pure sadness. Do you feel like then this is something where the rest of the parody squad are just kind of like, yeah, we know that we need that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're aware of how important that is to have.
Right.
But there's no way they're actually thinking about pressing the big button and be like, we do it now, yeah? No,
So
there's
have
no
all the
way.
walls come tumbling down.
If anything, I'm sure they're most worried about the fact that their weapon keys have wills and
probably.
and motivations and desires and potentially not the best mental stability.
Because that's the whole point of how it was whenever you had the founding titan and royal blood in the same body, is that then all the memories, the will of the king comes in and nothing happens, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But
Yep.
yeah. So now let's suffer through the montage here.
Mm-hmm.
Connie
opens the door.
She's dead. And is just single
tears
little
coming down his face.
And we see Mikasa and Armin. And I really... This hurts to say, but Armin looked so just mute and dead inside when Aaron showed up that honestly it did me some good just to know that he still can feel things like this.
Yeah. Like,
I was worried that like he had done more than just that with the Colossal Titan, like by a long shot. Like,
well,
to where it wasn't a big deal at all necessarily when he went and blew up the port.
Right. Like, this gives me the impression that at this point he would cry less for Sasha or less for Aaron than he did for Sasha.
Oh, that hurts.
Which is
lot.
like just saying that.
I
sounds
really hope
wrong.
that's not the case, but I think it might be more of a thing of where the last like week or so has been hell for Armin specifically. With just realizing that Aaron's going to do this and they can't stop him, so they're like, "Well, we have."
He's probably
to follow
already
through.
cried a fair amount of tears,
or
with the fact
punched out his wall or his mirror, or just
because he is definitely a lot taller now, and
yeah. And
Mikasa crying too. Yeah, her little jokes of like, "Sir, Sasha farted," or whatever, right? Like,
and John's just still in shock.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron. Oh, Hanji. Hanji is like one of my favorite like side characters.
Hanji is wonderful.
But just the fact that like she at times can be a little bit showing signs of like,
a bit crazy.
Yeah,
you kind of have to be to join the Scouts in the first place.
But she just lost a friend too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Sasha was supplying. No, I was gonna make a terrible joke about hair extensions or something like that, since it's the same shade and everything. But
they show everyone reacting here. Aaron is not reacting at all. But then he asks Connie, what was Sasha's last words?
Mm-hmm.
And this is rather curious. She said, meat. And Aaron reacts in like a shocked way.
Yeah.
Like this is the part that I feel like I didn't give enough kind of focus in the discussion during the reaction bit there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's your thoughts surrounding this shock here?
Well, I mean, yeah. It's weird because the fact that he laughs, that's disturbing.
After he...
Right.
Yeah.
But he also asked the question. Like, the laughing almost seems like it... Like, he asked the question, that implies that he cares, right?
Oh, yeah. I do think that he cares somewhat. He just doesn't care that much.
Right. It's barely any, right?
Right. It's He just killed a whole bunch of people too.
Right.
So it's hard for him to
Yeah.
care about people dying at the moment.
The last time he laughed at someone's death, it was a very tortured laugh. This isn't tortured at all, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so then he gets the little flashback here. Oh, no,
Oh.
before we even get that, he kind of smiles
and laughs.
and then laughs. Now, to be fair, let's look at this. Someone said look at his lips a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
He starts off with the smile.
And then he grits his teeth.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Okay,
Look
yeah,
at this,
yeah,
guys.
okay, I like it,
Thank
yeah.
you for whoever in chat said look at the lips.
Mm-hmm.
There was a very clear point in the beginning that he's curved up into a smile, right? But this,
Then it
not
goes
a
angry.
smile.
Yeah, and he does get angry after the laugh. So that is the one thing where it's like, okay, this is cool. So there is some element of him that still cares, otherwise he wouldn't get angry.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's also the dark cosmic joke of the fact that meat was Sasha's, freedom, right? And like, like we're going to be free so we can grow lots of, have lots of meat and things like that. That was kind of her.
Is that the flashback?
I think so, because she was like, we can raise lots of cattle and everything once we take back the wall.
I brought some meat from the officer's storehouse. They'll be fine. We can just raise more cattle and sheep once we retake our land. So it's her freedom because it's the hope of something greater beyond basically the walls.
Simple tastes, yeah.
Because one of the things that it feels like in a way here. Oh, is there something I should be not looking at?
Okay, hold on.
Chat,
Yeah.
be nice. Chat, be nice.
Yep. Yeah, okay, so slow mode. Thanks, mods. Yeah.
Now, the rough part about this is that for some reason, chat decided to go weird at this part. Which, guys, just so you know, those of you that are, deciding it's a good idea to spoil or do anything like that, is this makes me then think like there's
something to this?
Something to this.
Meat is some keyword.
Like the fact that Aaron responds so like dramatically to this. We can just raise more cattle and sheep once we retake our land.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Okay.
at the time, this was what, episode 4, I think? 'Cause this was before the episode where Aaron died, and Aaron died in episode 5.
Correct. Yeah. So yeah, it was episode 4. They
was
do this, and then it's like, yeah, positivity, power, friendship, and then Causal Titan shows up.
In some way, then, if like meat is her freedom, cattle and sheep being raised are raised in captivity.
Sure.
I don't know. Okay. Let's wrap things up here.
But yeah, Call Your Name plays, and it's, yeah.
Okay. But then John says, Sasha only died because you dragged the scouts into this, and then Aaron gets this look, and this is some hardcore emotion here.
Because this is the kind of feeling that, looking from how Aaron responded in, like, to Reiner and everything and all of that, I wouldn't have thought him capable of this. Like, of just making this kind of expression.
Yeah.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
If anything, what I feel like this is, and I would like to know kind of your thoughts on this as well, Jacob, because if it means something ultimately, I know you can't like share that and what have you, but like what the emotion is that you feel like he's at least showing here.
Don't clarify things if they're not. Okay.
I'm just not looking at chat.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Keep going.
Guys, let me speculate. I don't want the answers.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that makes future reactions more fun for me.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to move on from this one here because I probably need to rewatch the episode a couple times. Yeah. And hey, like...
But I love how it leaves questions in our minds, right?
It leaves some questions in my mind.
Because everything is different now. We've gotten to see our characters, but we haven't actually seen the time skip, right? So we don't know what really happened during that time.
Yeah.
We just know that things are different now. But how different? They're not as different as we would have initially thought, because Aaron is still capable of getting angry, but yeah.
Or just having a look of some kind of defeat.
Sure. Yeah.
But hey, they're heading over the water at the end of the episode, which means they're headed back to Parody.
Yeah,
which means
probably.
that they will not need to do any refueling, any kind of shenanigans. They are scot-free.
Home free.
Yeah, home free.
Well,
completely.
yeah.
About that. But okay, guys. Yeah.
It's episode 8.
How are we feeling, y'all? Episode 8?
Yeah.
16 episodes in season 4.
What chapter was this, I think?
Through.
105, I want to say. 105, 106, something like that.
Dante Nortu, thank you so much for the 5 months. Phase
yes,
Gabby, don't miss.
Wow. Yeah. Triple 360 no scope.
The Rex stuff with 100 bits. Should I feel bad for cry laughing that Sasha died from a shot to the stomach? Pretty sure she was shot like in the lower heart or the
lung or something.
Or
but yeah, it was kind of close to the stomach, but it wasn't
the stomach is really low.
I think
a lot of people think the stomach is up
proper
here.
gut.
No, but really, right here, which is where she was shot kind of at this point here. Mm-hmm. That's basically just below the heart.
Yeah, the heart's a little bit above that.
Let me feel out the...
Yeah, it's still a really bad place to get shot.
Yeah,
actually,
the heart is probably right about here. So
if she got shot,
she might have shot right on the edge of the heart.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Like, if she had gotten shot in the stomach, I'm not sure if that would have been worse or better, because you can last for days on a stomach shot.
This episode is way too short.
Yeah.
Oh, the pacing was way faster this episode. I hope it slows down next episode. Oh.
Really? Faster? Because it only covered the one chapter.
This felt like one of the slower episodes to me.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe different strokes for different folks. Caleb, since it's half of the season past us, what's your general consensus about it? How would you compare this to other arcs?
Yeah.
I freaking loved the first half, like, so much. Mm-hmm. I could not tell you how much I loved all the Reiner focus. Like, it's everything I could have wanted and beyond what I could have imagined.
Yeah. Reiner, like I've said it before, but I love Reiner so much.
But the action stuff, the fact that we ended up having this be a dramatic kind of rescue mission of Aaron, who had gone too far in a way that they hadn't planned for.
What happens next?
I want to see what happens after the fallout of this.
Yep.
Because it's going to take a while for any kind of like world war to start or something like that. So in a weird way, depending on how strong Zeke's like followers are, because this is the part that could be a little bit freaky here, is
it a fan club of 7 people that meet up on Tuesdays, or is it like 500?
Or is it potentially like 500 to 1,000 people at different places and key positions in Marley?
Who knows? Zeke the Wonder Boy.
Yeah, where it might be safer for Falco and Gabby to not be anywhere near Marley for the next like few months or so.
Could be. Yeah.
How much time does Aaron have left? He should have 3 or 4 years left.
So, okay.
Because it's 13?
13.
And it's been
There were 5 years at the beginning of the show, and then another 4, and I think there might have been one in between. But it's about 9 or 10 years.
Well, remember, Attack on Titan season 1 was where all the time happened, but between seasons
5 years in season 1,
and like a
two
bit of
to
3,
the end of 3,
or
it
two
was
to the end of 3 part
there.
1.
There was well even to the end of 3 part 2. There was
a time skip in between Historia becoming queen and
no right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's less than a year.
It's less than a year.
But it's like but there were little time skips where like it went past a couple months.
There's no
here
way
and
he is
there and
less
things
than
like that.
3 years, but it is definitely less than 4 years.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So then there's no real reason that the story should ever kind of get to a point where Aaron is about to die because of Ymir's curse or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, cool. If anything, Zeke is the one that has the least amount of time left of all Titans.
He has
most
a year
likely.
left.
Reiner is probably like right alongside him as well.
Well, no, I think Reiner has a bit more time because I believe because Reiner got turned into a Titan before they set out, because that was the whole point, is who would actually go out, right? And then
so they hadn't given him the Titan at that point.
Yep, he was a wit.
Until
until Marcel basically intervened and was like, "Hey, Porco really shouldn't go."
Right. But does that mean then that hold on. Remember when they were doing the tests for the Titans? Did Bertolt get the Colossal Titan at the same time that
Reiner did? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So they basically gave them the Titans, from what I understand.
And then
they gave them the Titans. They did the tests
on
other countries to make sure that okay, they're up to snuff, and then they sent them on the mission.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
So then I just really hope they don't do another like year time skip or something like that.
Oh,
Like, I really want the story to have something that forces
a year
Zeke.
time skip would be bad for Zeke.
Right.
All of a sudden, Zeke's like, okay, I have to do everything right now.
Yeah. I want Zeke's character to be one that forces a bit of the conflict area of the plot.
Okay, Reiner has 2 years.
Reiner has 2 years? Okay.
Gotcha.
I want the next kind of section of the story to focus on conversations and interactions between Zeke and Aaron, and having them basically, at the very least, have some kind of thing where at least we as the audience begin to understand at least Aaron's kind of point of view a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because while they time skipped the 4 years and stuff, I feel like we're due at some point to have an Attack on Titan style of how did we get here kind of like flashback at some point.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. For the 4 year time skip, hopefully.
Yeah, for some of the 4 year time skip, for like key moments,
right?
Like key specific things,
just so that we have some connective tissue from then to now. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Yep, and it makes sense. Like if it were to happen anywhere, it would kind of make sense for it to happen now, since we've thoroughly disrupted the situation with the wits.
Yeah, since it's still a little bit fresh in our mind, the results of whatever happened in those 4 years led to this. But then also the fact that all these characters are in the same place, meaning that we don't have to have it be something where it's inefficient storytelling. So we can have it be through dialogue, through conversation, not just hard cut back to.
Yep. And again, this is one of the things that I will keep saying to anybody that is upset with the anime adaptation. It is an adaptation for a reason. There will be things that will be cut out, right? Because you just have to do it on an episode schedule, right? And they're doing a fantastic job with it. Yes, little things are, removed here and there, but
I gotta say, this season has been really good, and just personally, this season is up there with some of the best moments in Attack on Titan, and as a season, like so far, like the first 8 episodes or what have you, I'm liking it way more than the first 8 episodes of like season 3, for instance.
Sure. Yeah. No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This is like, I'm always hesitant to say like, because
compare and stuff.
And things like that, because recency bias and because general hype. People will always say that like, oh, this next season is actually better than all the rest of them, when oftentimes it's really not, and it might actually be getting worse.
Totally.
That's not the case with Attack on Titan. This season is fantastic. I was a little bit nervous how they were going to handle the transition to the new characters, just because that is a big change.
That is a bit jarring.
But
They
did a really good job with it.
I'm very excited to watch this season once it's over with my friends who are like fans of Attack on Titan, but they couldn't be bothered to remember Marco's name. Like they like Attack on Titan, but they remember Armin, Mikasa, Aaron, Levi, and like, a bunch of the main squad and stuff like that. But if they got to this season and weren't being given a little bit of help, I could see them being just like, what? Like what is going on? So that's gonna be fun. I'm really excited to watch other people's reactions at some point.
We got some bits that came in apparently.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, it wasn't scrolled up over here.
Okay.
Oh, Jenny Monty with 1,000 bits. Thank you so much. This show is just great.
Thank you.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
So, good question though from Zenimax.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Gabby when they get to Parodies? Because if they're going back to Parodies, assuming they don't like execute Gabby and Falco or whatever,
yeah,
right?
I don't think they will.
Right. How do you what do you think's going to happen there? Because Aaron's whole thing of I came and I slept under their roofs and I ate their food and and all that stuff. Like, what are your thoughts?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I would say that for Gabby, I think it's going to take a while for her perspective on things to change. I would say in order for things to change in a dramatic way, she needs to be left alone with Falco.
Just keep looking over there.
So that they can process things for a very long time. And when I mean very long time, I almost feel like something that's just too long. Like I can't see the story going much longer than a year, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the story's gonna wrap up in the next 6 to 9 months. Because if things go to either World War or the Rumbling, the story's over. Like it's over. Like things. Yeah.
You don't come back from that.
You don't really come back from that.
Nope.
Short of serious Evangelion paths shenanigans.
Right.
Like just some really.
That's the bad ending. That's the
no.
we didn't get it. It didn't work. Hopefully a new iteration, however that happens.
No. I will just say personally, I've talked many times about how I want the series of Attack on Titan to end, but I want it to go full Eva.
Oh yeah.
And I want it to be both a bad and a good ending.
It'd be great. Yeah.
Where it's the thing about, hey, maybe we'll do it a little bit better next time. And it's that ambiguity of, can we really?
I would be so pissed by that ending.
Well, I mean,
they could definitely do
come
it well,
on,
but
man.
at the same time, it's like,
come on, man.
No, the whole reason we're seeing this iteration is because this is the final one, right? Like, it has to be.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. Oh, man. You probably don't have enough information on Zeke for this, Kayla, but best guess on his goal. He's literally the one. I feel like I know more about Aaron's goal than I do Zeke's.
Yeah, the only thing we ever heard Zeke say as far as his intentions was basically that he would come back and save Aaron.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That is it.
But he was also framing it more of I'll save you from Grisha,
right, yeah, exactly, from his influence. I will set you free.
On you.
Which is crazy because I mean, granted, Zeke betrayed Marley, so maybe he hasn't drunk the Kool-Aid actually that much, but
true. Oh man. I want to hear Gabby's first response after hearing Zeke was working with them. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I feel like him and Falco and Gabby will talk about rather quickly.
Yeah, that will be
first
grounds
thing
for
that
a good conversation.
That will come up in their kind of discussion there. But y'all, this has been a really fun stream. Thank you so much for hanging out and talking Attack on Titan with us. Some of you bring up some really cool stuff. I'm not looking. Just let me know when it's done.
Yep, good.
But guys, we're doing these week to week, specifically for Attack on Titan episodes until the show is wrapped up. Then we'll be shifting back to our older style of doing anime or story-focused discussions on our Monday podcast. But we also have other streams every weekday at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
On Tuesdays, we're doing One Piece dramatic manga readings where Jacob and I do voices and reenact basically a volume every week.
It's wacky and crazy.
For the crazy viewing meme potential.
For your pleasure.
Yes, for your
and
pleasure.
ours.
And ours, yes.
Yeah.
But we also have gaming streams on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I stream Cyberpunk 2077 on Wednesdays and Fridays. I am wrapping it up rather soon.
Have you announced what you're going to be doing afterwards?
No, I have not, because I would say I am still a decent bit of ways from wrapping it up because I have a lot of like general like character focused quests, like side character focused quests. But you're wrapping up your game pretty soon.
Indeed. Keep looking away.
I'm still looking away. I haven't looked back at chat for like a long time.
It's just
it seems.
just don't look at chat at all. Actually.
Yeah. But what are you doing with?
So Persona 4. I thought that last stream would be the last one. Turns out it's not, and I have 5 to 10 hours left of gameplay. So
2 more streams.
2 more streams, and then there's going to be a lower stream. So for like
stream.
all the social links I didn't do and things like that. So going to be about 3.
So
3
a month
more.
before new game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, in a month it will be new game. Yeah.
Cool.
And I have not
I'm
said
really
what it
excited
is yet
to
because
have you
game's not
tell
over yet.
everyone what the new game will be.
Yeah,
I'm
I've told you about it. Yeah. Yep.
But y'all, thank you so much for hanging out, checking out the stream and stuff. Be sure to check out the commands and stuff in chat.
Exactly.
Link you to a whole bunch of other stuff there. Thanks for being
Thanks
here
for hanging out.
and hanging out. It's a lot of fun. So we'll see you in the next one. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
Take care, guys.
Take care.